Coming up on this week's episode of Punt It Long, the current state of the Scottish national team. Another week of managerial merry-go-rounds in Scotland. A performance by one steward specifically is featured on this week's Bellend, and the usual chat about Dunfermline Athletic Football Club. Enjoy! Right, who's more to blame in this shambles of a situation? We've got a governing body who, in many people's opinion, is corrupt and not fit for purpose. We have a manager who, in his first spell as Scotland manager, left to go and manage Birmingham bloody City, and he's now back for his second spell. He's 10 years older, 10 years behind the times, and 10 years on the drink by the looks of things. Now that last year might have been a bit harsh on McLeish there, but he's certainly not doing much to improve the Scottish setup as it is right now. I'm not calling for his head necessarily, but he's very close to crossing that line into mediocrity already, if he hasn't already done that. Losing to utter crap like Israel, who are 93rd ranked in the world and hadn't won a home game in any recent sort of memory, it's not exactly going to scream a new era and a new beginning for Scotland, is it? It's just the same old Scotland not being good enough to qualify for a tournament. I've went through a full lifetime of not seeing Scotland at a single tournament. It's almost like the 21st century curse has kind of hit us. The people that are in charge have just been completely wrong, and for whatever reason we've not had the right people in charge at the time, and at this moment the people in the governing body, the SFA, the people in charge when it comes to Alec McLeish and stuff, and even the players on the pitch, nothing seems to be going right now. I imagine the majority of you watching are Scottish, so you must have an opinion on it in some form. So let me know in the comments below, and once again I'll be there to answer every single comment that comes. We need to stop getting beat for crap like Israel! The managerial merry-go-round continues in Scotland. Firstly, Gary Caldwell was appointed by Partick Thistle just a few days ago. I just want to say here that this is an impressive appointment by Partick Thistle, especially at the level they're at. At the level he's at now with Partick Thistle, I'm assuming that it should be a low enough level for him to at least have the same sort of effect that he had at Wigan. If he has a spell like at Chesterfield though, it could all go tits up for Partick Thistle just like it has sort of already this season. But on the appointment itself, and when the news broke online, any normal human being would look at Gary Caldwell and think, the ex-Wigan manager, the ex-Chesterfield boss. But when it comes to the Scottish Sun, oh no. Breaking, former Celtic star lands new job with Scottish side. Can it really get any worse than that? Not only do they try and cling on to another ex-Celtic player in the headline, but they then have the gall to just call Partick Thistle a Scottish side. Now I get they need to get clicks out of these social media articles, and perhaps the mention of a Scottish side is just to kind of create a bit of mystery around what team he's joined. But how many Celtic stars can we have in these reports? Is every single player that's once played for Celtic now a Celtic star or an ex-Celtic star? In that case, players like John Hearn, Paul George, Paul McMillan, ex-Celtic stars? Don't think so. Before anybody mentions it, I do know who Gary Caldwell is. I'm just being a bit extremist because it seems like Scottish Sun feel like every ex-Celtic player is a star. So just take it as it is, but I do know who Gary Caldwell is. He was a very good player for Celtic. And Scotland as it goes. I wish we had one of them now. And I did touch on the fact that they might have just called it a Scottish side to create a bit of mystery. But when are papers going to get a bit of respect for lower league clubs and actually mention them in the same sentence as the big beloved boys for Glasgow? Obviously meaning Rangers and Celtic. Come on man, it's no hard. Now on to the second managerial exit of this week, and this one only happened yesterday. Neil McCann is sacked or just leaves Dundee, whatever way you want to look at it. Considering Dundee's results this season and their performances on top of that, I don't see how this outcome could have ever been changed. The only thing that looks bad with this one is of course that Dundee got that win up at Hamilton just a few weeks ago, and then they followed that up with a home game against Kilmarnock, which the winning goal was cost by a Jordan Jones dive that then won a penalty, and that was the winning penalty. If that's what's cost Neil McCann his job, ultimately that kind of looks a wee bit bad on the full decision itself, although I do believe that eventually Neil McCann would have had to leave Dundee because they were just looking so poor throughout the season so far, and for Dundee, Premiership survival is key for them, and it didn't ever look like Neil McCann was going to eventually turn it round. The timing is very strange though. With an international break just finished, why couldn't they have sacked him a week ago and spent time looking at possible new candidates for the job? Unless they've got someone to come in immediately, which there hasn't been anyone appointed just as yet, then why sack him now rather than a week ago when you had so much time ahead of yourself before the next game? I mean, they've got a man already on the books who could easily just take over, even in the short term. Kenny Miller. And who are Dundee playing in the next wee while? Livingston, of course. Brilliant mix. Oh, the irony. Is that to be the week once again where we do the part of the episode called Stewards are a bit of a gimmick at football these days. They're in a massive love-hate relationship with the supporters at all times. If you're a ball bag to the fans and you're remembered for it and you get a bit of reputation, then you'll be hated for day one. However, if you want to be a bit of a lenient steward and just let the fans be passionate and support their team how they want to support, then you might be let off and be known for being a bit of a nice guy. Or a nice woman in this case. Now, lenient's one thing, but being completely soft and not wanting to touch anybody or stop any sort of controversy happening is another. And I think this steward got the wrong end of the stick when it came to leniency. Roll the clip. What is she actually doing? I was going to say she lost complete control of it, but did she even have control to start off with? It's absolutely mental that she must have got paid for that absolute garbage performance. But on the plus side for her, I'm sure she got no fans really having a go at her for being too much of a ball bag steward. So there's always that. And as usual here on Punt, we'll go full circling back to my team Dunfermline. We had a Reserve Challenge Cup game yesterday. I mainly went because it was local and it was free of charge. It was only at Stirling Albion, so it's 20 minutes away from me, so I've got no complaints there. And it was free entry, so what can you complain about? Well, pretty much everything on the pitch. Right, we're off to the reserve game of the day. First team players that we've got playing are Callum Higginbotham, Tom Beadlin, Lewis Martin, Robbie Muirhead and Joe Thompson. We're playing Motherwell in the Reserve Challenge Cup. They've got first team players like Danny Johnson and Connor Salmon playing. But aye, hopefully it's a good game. It's free entry, by the way. What a bargain. Just realised we'll be in last season's away kit. No idea why. 1-0 pars, Muirhead tapping at the back post. A good challenge initially there by Lewis Martin, but then the guy nicked in around him and eventually just crept in. Motherwell back in the game, 1-1. Hello manager Jim Goodwin. So being turned on its heat here, Connor Salmon at the back post. Muirhead couldn't keep up with the boy on the wing. Ball post in, Salmon at the back post. 2-1 Motherwell. That's a good goal to be fair. We struck it for a bit like there when it's went in. 3-1 Motherwell. Really good goal for the boy to be fair. Don't know if we should have done better closing it down though. Goal for Motherwell. This time same kind of situation. Salmon tapped it into the back post. Beadlin gave it away initially, so not really a good one for him that. And another one. I've left early. It wasn't really a worthwhile exercise really. Got in for free, can't complain. But absolutely pumped. I'm not really that impressed with any of the first team players that played. Full time, 5-1 Motherwell. I never leave early for football games, especially when it's Dunfermline. So that says it all really. But aye, that's it for this video guys. Cheers for watching. If you did enjoy, please give it a like, comment down below about anything I've said, and subscribe for more of this type of content. And until the next video, I'll see you then. Cheers guys.